Stay engaged in your community. Do top quality work. And just generally do what's right to help your fellow man and woman. Stay tuned for more, everybody. Welcome back to Your Little Castle Show. Again, highlighting what Rocky has kind of hit it out of the park here, everybody, when it comes to sharing some straight-up knowledge, tips he's got from 20-plus years in the industry, 13-plus years running his own company, and just some great tips you've got in general. I like just about everything you've applied towards your business for painting can help other people with whatever business that might be, and staying on the ball and being successful and doing the work right and being engaged in the community. Sure. Go watch the first show. If you missed the first show, everybody, it's tip after tip. I'm almost out of lead for my pencil. I was saying, write that down.
Yeah.
But lots of good stuff. I like how you engage, though, and I'm leading into how you engage through your social media to a large extent. But he's the boss, he's the owner, he's the top guy, but he's also there on site making little videos and showing up to do fun things in the community. Talking about it, I'm gonna click the play button on this one here. I'll put this on the screen for everybody. They can see this. But here's one of his videos. You can't hear it, but what was going on here? You went on site to somebody?
So I'm on site. We're moving acoustic ceilings there, and I mean it's a heck of a job there. You know, we had to prep the whole house. You prep everything. That takes hours of work just doing that. And you see my guy here with the protective gear on, sanding that ceiling. It's tough work, but I mean this is the stuff that the people got to pay for. They try to do it themselves, and that's no job for somebody to try to do it themselves. I mean, you got to have a professional there, and that's why we're there for them.
I like that. Yeah, I mean, who would have thought about sanding the ceiling? Why do you have to sand the ceiling?
So acoustic ceilings like that popcorn ceiling, right? Okay. So you got to kind of get that stuff off. They want it to look more modern because that stuff's just old looking, man. So they want to make it more modern, and we come in, we get all that off, we make sure it's perfect and paint it, and it just makes the whole house look totally different after that.
And well, what I wanted to share with everybody is, but look after tip after tip after insightful. Video production, editing, video, pictures, and just you really share it out there in the community with what there's you again talking about the jobs that you're working on, some of the work you've got here, but you're really the face of the company. You're sharing it and giving your perspective, some helpful hints there, some helpful tips about how to do this.
100%, and it's beautiful because I get stopped in different stores and stuff because they see it on social media and. They're like, hey, we see that you paint, we need this, and they come up personally and let me know. And I don't know how many times people say, I see your videos, I've been wanting to call you so bad because we were ready to get painting done. I've been watching you for years on them videos, and I love it. So, I mean, that always helps. Being on site, showing how we do it, what we're doing, it just makes people feel more comfortable.
Yeah, well, again, back out in the community, sharing, being upfront with people. Here, I'm the boss, but I'm also at the site. I'm the guy. Holding the camera yourself.
Yes.
Maybe
yes.
Do you have selfie sticks and all?
Oh, I have that too. Yeah, but usually I'm right there on the ground with them, and and every once in a while I get in there and I get my hands dirty with it, and so I mean it's just a whole thing that I like to do so people can really see the transformation and the steps it goes about doing it.
There's always more to it than most people realize. The YouTube University won't get you through it. Residential or commercial? A little bit of both. What do you prefer, and how much do you of each, would you say?
I mean, most it's been residential. We've gotten in the last few years really heavy into commercial, but I love residential because of the personal relationships with the clients, as well as the fast money. I mean, you're done, you get paid. Commercial, they have different stipulations, maybe 30 days, 90 days, you never know. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And you got to be, being a small company, it's not always, you can't always hold that money off for 90 days. Now, where we're at now in our situation, obviously we're able to do those type of things, but a company starting out, you can't just jump into commercial usually. I mean, especially you're usually always fronting all the material, all the labor first, and then they pay you 30 to 90 days after it's done. I mean, that's a lot of money to hold on to or to carry during that job, so I like residential, but the money's beautiful in commercial because sky's the limit on that as well. So
sure. Yeah, some of the bigger jobs may be there, but you get that more of a personal feeling when you're working with a residential. You're working with somebody in their home.
I love the residential in their home, personal. You see their kids, you see their pets. You're working around them. They tell you stories. Sometimes they want to talk to you. There's times where they don't ever speak to you. There's times where they want to sit down and talk to you all day long. And I'm open to all of it, however they want. I mean, it's their home. We want to respect their wishes. But great relationships we built just being in residential. I love it. I love it. Absolutely.
Well, tell me, what do you like so much about the St. Louis market? It's diverse. You've got quite a bit to choose from, going from North County to South County, Illinois. Where do you do your work?
I travel all over the country. My wife loves to travel. We go everywhere. We go, internationally as well. And I see different cities. Like I was just in Indianapolis this weekend. You look at the different types of homes, the different types of neighborhood. I mean, St. Louis just has it all. The suburbs, the downtown, whether you go on the outskirts, whether it's in the country, Jefferson County, South County, North County, there's just so many different avenues, and everybody wants to do painting. There's always going to be business there for it, no matter what, whether it's this person ain't doing it for the next 10 years or 5 years, it's always going to be there. And that's what I love. I mean, it's just something that, and some people are, I used to be taught, some people are like, oh, it's a luxury for people to paint. It's not a necessity for them. I mean, people I talk to, and, when they're moving into their new home, sometimes that's a necessity for them. They want that. They want it to be, if they're going to pay that money to have their own home, they want to make sure it's the way they want it. So, it's always fun to do it that way. And, like I said, the relationship with people in the St. Louis market is great because people are always friendly in St. Louis. I love St. Charles County, St. Louis County. I mean, we just grew the great people in this area. Absolutely.
Yeah, and tell me, St. Louis does offer much diversity in terms of architecture too, is right?
Sure.
You're painting houses that can be brand new construction.
Yes.
There's a lot of that going on in St. Louis at just about any given time, but also some parts, Central West End, Midtown. Some of these houses are 150, 200 years old.
Oh, man, we just did a huge 2.5-story out in Webster Groves right before the weather broke. That old architectural, the porches that have 16 different colors on the spindles, and you going across the fascia and soffit, the different colors all over it. I mean, the old historic homes in Webster Groves, it can be very labor intensive, but it's just fun. The final transformation, it's fun to see.
Well, St. Louis does offer so much from just all types. Being fortunate enough, my dad inherited a house that he grew up in Fayette, Missouri, a little bit of distance here, but not an hour and a half, 2 hours. But literally like old Victorian home and all the old architecture, 12-foot doors, 12-foot ceilings, 10-foot doors.
Beautiful.
But just the ornate detail that people pay. And you've got a lot of houses like that. And then everything in between.
Yes.
So your 60s style, we've seen, how often do you see the retro and you've got the lavender and the yellow and all kinds of different stuff.
I mean, it's funny. You get, everybody sticks to the popular thing now because you got Pinterest and all that, Instagram and all that stuff, and people are watching TikTok and they're doing all that kind of stuff, and so they kind of follow the same suit. But you get those niche people that they come in there and they have their own ideas and they do crazy different colors, crazy different designs, and that's always fun to change it up a little bit for us. For 15 years it was gray everywhere. Now we're starting with the off-whites everywhere, and so it's cool to go in and do different types of styles. I love to see that.
Okay, that's what St. Louis brings to the table.
Yes.
There's lots you can choose from. Tell me a time when you had a client was in a tough situation. Maybe they got left on how we've seen this, where somebody starts a job but they don't finish the job. And you had to step in and help somebody.
100%. Especially when the people are trying to sell their homes. Whether I've had instances where a daughter's trying to sell his father home because he passed away, and they just need to be able to get it on the market because the father passed away, the mother needs help. So you go in there, they have people come in there, they don't do a great job, they're calling around, and not only is it we help them out, but they need it done right away. And usually I try to accommodate that as fast as we can. So if somebody calls me and there's like, hey, we're right in the middle of this, we're planning on getting it on the market, or we're planning on moving in here, I'll try to get a crew out there as soon as possible and get it done probably within that week.
That's interesting, yeah, because how often is a house dependent on it? When we were a close relation to me, the debate was that the first thing you got to do, you can skip a lot of things, but you've got to get this thing painted if you're going to increase the value of the house, because it adds to the value, and you got to get it done before deadlines are due too, and that's where you help to make that all happen.
Absolutely. I mean, I've seen it where houses sat on the market for weeks and weeks at a time. We come in and paint it, and it sells that week. I mean, it's literally, oh yeah, 100%. It's literally the imagination of the people walking through that house that may want to buy it. If they can see what their vision is and not a bunch of reds or purples or greens in their face, if they can see their own by having a blank canvas, it really helps them, and it really triggers something in their brain, especially if they like the design of the home, but they just are looking at it like, oh my God, all this red, green, it just takes away from their imagination a little bit. So it definitely is a game changer in the real estate business, 100%.
Yeah, I can tell you when you're coming down to the wire, somebody who's had their mortgage license for a long time, if you don't have everything in line, somebody says, wait a minute, that room didn't get painted, that could be an emergency situation.
Oh yeah.
And you want to make sure that, and you can see some of the work here. We're going to show off a lot of the work Rocky's got on his website and pictures they've got on his social media. But here's somebody who really takes the attention to the details and makes things look beautiful. Give me the biggest challenge you've had to overcome as a business, and obviously you made it, you're here, but there's all kinds of hurdles when you start your own company. We're not trying to discourage anybody, and I want them to hear how you made it. You went through that challenge and came through on the other side.
I would say the biggest challenge is the employees. That is, and I hate to say that, but I mean, you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, finding people that are just going to be as dedicated as that owner, that's tough.
I mean, it's been the biggest challenge for me. And luckily that I have the experience of doing it, and I started out doing it on my own. I can handle anything. You know what I mean? And I've always took comfort in that fact. But getting good help has always been, a challenge, and it's across the board, especially in the construction industry, it's across the board. But once you find them, you got to take care of them, and that's the beauty. I take care of my guys. I always want to make sure they're taken care of, because it is very hard to find. So that has been the biggest hurdle that I've had. That gives me the biggest stress and the biggest headaches. Other than that, I mean, it's business as usual for us. It's all really easy after that.
There you go, getting dedicated people that want to work on. That's one of the challenges I've had. I'm fortunate. My assistant Dawn. A lot of people have met her or talked to her, and but we've had a few people come through, not naming any names, but it just seems like that work ethic. And we talk about it when it's not the owner.
It's definitely
not
different.
Their baby. Yeah. Here you are, and trying to get somebody to be as motivated.
That's the thing, and I always say that nobody's going to care about your business as much as you do, and that's understandable. I get that, but you're also a professional. This is a profession. It's a trade. It's not just it's something that you have to learn, that you have to craft, and I just feel like sometimes it lacks in certain areas, whether it's work ethic. They might be a great painter. They might be able to do everything under the sun, but the work ethic, they can't get up in the morning or stuff like that, just little things. I mean, that all comes into it as well,
Well, that's where we bring on experts who've done it and made it happen and gone through the hurdles and the challenges of running a business, and are willing to share some of their perspective with that. So here we got some more fun. We had some kids outside of Bush getting ready out right by patios, everybody. And these kids we're going to throw out that. So we're showing them how to throw out the first pitch for the Cardinal game before the game. So check this out. A lot of fun stuff. Giddy up. Show me how to do this. How you going to do it? Right, all right, move over for me right there. You got to hold it. Don't let that trophy. I know it looks heavier on TV. I know. All right. You go like this, right? That's the rubber right there. Let's say, all right? We'll step up here. Show me how you're going to do it. All right, pretty good. Now, if I was going to be out there, maybe someday, here, I'll do a little bit more like this. Ready? It's called the Al Rabosky Cardinal Cowboy. Here we go. You gotta hold on. That's how you gotta think you can do that. All right, let's go Cardinals on 3. You guys ready? You got it? You're all watching the Cardinals game. So come over, hold the trophy. You got it? Yeah. All right, hold that up, because I'm gonna let you. If you guys say "Let's go Cardinals," then you guys get a picture of the trophy. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's go Cardinals! Giddy up, touchdown!
His name is Carter Rathwich. But in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwish was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. Hey, we're looking for the small business owners and leaders in our community to be on our show. This is the Your Little Castle Show. We air 3 times a week, every week on ABC, and we would like to put somebody you know, or maybe it's you, who's a business owner to be on our show. You'll sit right here in our guest chair, right here, sitting here talking to us. We're going to put on the wall your website and everything about you, and highlight you as a leader. Fill out the form you see here on our website. It's bigleagues.com, and if you go to bigleagues.com, fill out this form. It takes just a couple seconds, and you can even schedule yourself right here. Schedule yourself to be on the show, and there's no charge for us to record you. There's no charge to be in the studio. Check it out if you would like to be on. Fill out the form again, bigleagues.com. This is where we can turn any interview into a series of clips. Check that out. Go to bigleagues.com. Hey, we're looking for the small business owners and leaders in our community to be on our show. There it is, everybody. So we like to share what we're doing in the community and make a big impact. And so with that, we talk about it. Pick up our book, Magnetize Your Media. Yours truly wrote this book. This is the number one, the intro for this book. And if you want to learn a little bit about how media, and I'm sitting next to a guru here that knows a little bit about this, but how has social media changed the way the game is played? You were one of the innovators helping create those groups on Facebook back in the day.
I mean, the landscape has changed forever with social media and pretty much any type of business, but definitely in the community business as well. I mean, you can reach so many people because everybody's on it. You can reach them right away right in their face. They don't have to go look, and you come to them, right? You know, it's coming right to them, and that's the beauty of it. Because who knows how many jobs or you know how much money you've made just off of somebody not thinking that they wanted to do that service, but seeing your ad or seeing you on there and was like, hey, that's something I thought about before. Why not get into it now? So I mean, you know, it's changed the landscape, and it's really made a lot of business take off for so many different industries all over.
Yeah, well, we talk about how media has impacted the way the world, and I just got to show off a little bit here, but for you, I'm gonna put this back up on the wall. I don't think I've ever seen this before, everybody. I was looking at the reviews, and we talked about it on his Google, but he's got, look at this, 105 reviews on Facebook too. 96%. That's incredible. You're tackling this from all sides.
Yeah.
Media and social stuff, and Google and all that really impacts the business.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you got to be on there. It's not like the old days. I love a referral base. That's the bread and butter. I love that I have people that refer me constantly. That's the biggest compliment you can have in the business. But social media has changed the landscape so much that it's a click of a button. You're right there, and you're in every thousands upon thousands of people's faces, and that just helps tremendously.
Well, and then the process starts, everybody. And I'm going to put up on our wide screen here. We've got the Facebook page we were just talking about. I'll go back to the slider, see behind me here. This is the website we're talking about. I'll put this on the wall now for everybody to see what's going on here. But request a quote. To get started, how does somebody get started with you? Is this the process? Go through this, click the request a quote button, and then tell me what happens after this.
There'll be a form that you can fill out right there. It'll come straight to our email address, and I will text you personally. Or you could text me personally, 314-779-6195, right away, and boom, it's in my hand all day long. And you'll get right away, I'll get right back to you.
Yeah, well then, after somebody submitted that, they've talked to you, what's the process after that?
I usually ask them, they kind of give me a description of what they're looking to do. And then we make an appointment with them. What's their next availability that they'll be available to show the project to me, and then I usually try to accommodate their schedule the best I can. It's a pretty simple project process. They just usually call or text, or I get an email notification from the form they fill out online, and I get with them, and usually we can get out there within 24 hours.
But you'll go on site to check out the job itself. You're not trying to do this through osmosis or through any other method.
I love going to the job site, but if they're saying if their schedule's too tight or something like that, pictures, a lot of these homes in the suburban areas of St. Louis are cookie cutter, right? I mean, I can go in, most rooms look alike all over. Different houses, different builders build the same house over and over and over. I mean, sometimes I just need pictures, and you tell me exactly what you're looking to do. I can get bids off that usually as well.
Well, as somebody who's done this for so long with such extraordinary response, I'm talking almost close to 200 people that have given them 5 stars or top 5 out of 5. Incredible what you've got there. I'm going to jump back to the social media side of this just a little bit too, so that people can see. I'm going to just put this up on the wall for everybody here. But here's just some of the photos you've got, and I'm looking here: stairs and walls and holy cow! Oh, that's a large wall.
Yeah.
And atriums, and I mean, is there anything you don't do? I'm looking at. Tell me. I'm gonna stop right here. Tell me about this job. What?
So that was a new construction job. Meaning we went from the bare drywall. We did all the walls, all the ceilings, all the trim, and you can't see it in that picture, but that's crown molding throughout that whole area as well as a coffered ceiling that we accent colored. But we stained all the steps, went down the paneling of the walls as well. So I mean, we did that whole house. But
I didn't just pick one that he knew about. I picked one randomly, and he knew exactly what it was.
I know I still remember clients from years ago when they call, "Hey, you did my house 5 years ago. We live over here. My name is Judy." I've always that's been a blessing that God has given me, a photographic memory. My memory is great. I mean, I feel great whenever somebody says a name or an address. I usually can remember. Hey, I remember this person.
You got the atrium with the white walls. This guy, that's impressive. Way to go, Rocky. That is a blessing, man. I know a few people with photographic memories, and to be able to recall such things with such precision is a great way to help get things done. I'm gonna go through a couple more of the pictures here because I'm just randomly selecting them here. Let's see if my scroller there. Oh wow. Okay. Tell me what went on in this one. Do you know?
Okay, so that's part of a new construction home as well. What we did there, that's all wallpaper. We do wallpaper installation as well too. Painted the ceilings, painted the crown molding, baseboards. So that's part of our wallpaper installation. So that's really trendy nowadays right now.
Yeah, I said wallpaper has been around. My parents pulled some wallpaper off at their house. It's in Fayette, Missouri, and found it. This is wallpapered in 1886.
Wow.
So wallpaper has been around for a while and very. But here's some more detail I'm going to give everybody. Look at this, and you've got the molding going on here. This is kind of an extensive job. Tell me about this.
100%. So this job right here, you can't just roll these type of walls. You can't brush and roll these. That's a spray job right there.
Okay.
Tape off everything. So we did all the crown molding, all the ceilings, all the baseboards, all the door entries, the black around the windows. But you got to spray those walls to give that beautiful finish right there, and that's what we did. We taped off everything, sprayed that thing, and now it's just a beautiful room. Beautiful.
And boy, we could go on and on here as I continue to scroll through these a little bit. But exterior as well?
Exterior, all that stain, those columns you see there, we stain that. Shutters, fascia, all that kind of stuff. So I mean, we do exterior everything. Yeah.
and obviously an expert with some of the greatest skills out there. Some more of this. I didn't realize it. So you're going into houses and you're spraying stuff.
Oh
a lot
yeah,
of times.
this is what you're looking at right
is that
now.
what this one is too? Okay.
Yeah, that was wood. That was wood. You got to do a special process to be able to make sure that paint adheres to that wood, and then we spray it for that clean, beautiful finish.
See what I'm talking about? If you were going to try to do this on your own, and you said,
Yeah,
did you know about the special, whatever you had to do?
100%. Can't just go over varnish. Can't just paint over varnish. Can't paint over clear coat. That stuff will scrape right off. You got to make sure you get that done. You sand it, you prime it correctly, and you put the right type of paint on for durability and last for a long time. Yeah.
We are sharing some wisdom with us here, everybody. If you
I've shared this with so many people. I mean, like I told you, I am the Bill Belichick of this painting game in this area.
You've got a crew of guys who started
people
companies.
that started their own companies all around town and doing well. So I am the Bill Belichick. I want everybody to know that out there. I do.
Bill Belichick, if you don't know, is one of the head coaches that just retired. No, he went to not maybe coming back. We'll see, but for our beloved Patriots. But don't get me started. But I know some buddies who were on that team that played against him in the Super Bowl. But the truth is, he's got so many coaches that he bred and taught, and they took over and were now led many teams. And you go check out the guys are going to the Super Bowl that he trained.
Yeah.
And so that's what you've had the good fortune to help a lot of guys start companies. Yeah. You know these guys.
Sure.
That are here in our St. Louis area and helping them to do the same.
Sure.
Very cool. We got a couple minutes left here, but what is the biggest question that people have? Is it always price, or what's the biggest objection we say that people have before they get started with you?
It depends on the area. It depends on so quality is a huge thing for people in the newer modern homes, price is always an issue with anybody, right? But I've noticed that at people, that's not their first go-to with me. In my experience now, the referral base that I have now, pricing usually doesn't even come into question much anymore, and I'm not even estimating against other companies anymore. When you get a referral base that's strong, usually it's just a call, I need my house painted, and that's it. Just let me know the price and get it done. So, and that's the beauty part of having a good referral base.
Well, that's what we're looking to highlight, like I said, and hopefully you get the same thing. We've had guests on our show say, Carter, they watched my interview, and I got to explain who I am and what I do, and they just said, come in here, we know you're going to do a good job, and we want to showcase guys like you that are doing such good work to make it happen like that at such a high level. What gives you the most satisfaction out of this? We got about a minute left, but obviously this is something you enjoy.
So the biggest satisfaction I get out of this is probably the freedom it gives me outside of work. I've been able to travel the world. I've been able to start different business, all from painting. Real estate, vacations. Me and my wife have done numerous residential flips. We have investment properties. We own houses in Florida, traveled the world, been able to have my kids do a million things that I've never got to do. And that's all just from painting. That's all just from starting a business. That's the beauty of it, being able to make, leave this world better than the way you found it for your kids. And I hope that my kids, I've been able to instill that into them, and hopefully they will carry that on as they go for their families as well. You always want to do better for your kids than you had it, and that's what I feel like we've been able to accomplish.
There it is, everybody. An expert in the industry. Get a hold of my buddy Rocky. Stay tuned. Giddy up.